Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Jayco Eagle 30.5 RSOK fifth wheel. I'm going to walk you around and show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to think about when you're parking this thing. On your campsite, leave plenty of room for your awning and your slide. Your awning is going to need more room than that slide. On your off campsite, besides your slides, I want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to be up toward the front here, and your water is going to be right next to it. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive, unhook our hitch, first thing we do is auto level our unit. Come inside, here's your auto leveling system. Here's some instructions on it, but I'll make it simple for you. Up and down button at the same time will turn it on. Once your vehicle is completely up out of the way, all people are clear, steps up. We're going to touch auto level and that green light's going to start flashing. Your landing legs are going to adjust, and it's going to bring down your auto leveling system. Now that's going to take a couple minutes. So while those run down and do their thing, I'm going to go ahead and hook up your power and water. Big long 50 amp cord plugs in here on the side. In your convenience pack will be a dog bone to bring you from 50 down to 30 amp and a 30 to 15 amp in case you need to plug into a 110. That washer will hold that on there. Once you get your power hooked up, we'll hook up your water. At camping sites, here's your docking station. At camping sites, we're going to use city water connection. We're going to set these two knobs exactly how they are here. We're all set there. And you're going to grab your water pressure regulator. When it comes to your convenience pack, it's going to reduce water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. You don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so always use these. Hook it up to the right side to city water connection. Hook up your hose, again making sure we're set to city water. Go ahead and turn that hose on. Now we can go up inside the unit, open up our slides. What I need you to do is get in there and open up all of your water lines. Your sinks, your showers. Get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Shut them off and you're all set to camp. Watching your landing legs here still, or your auto leveling still running down. When them are done, this flashing green light will turn to a solid green. Alright, when that does that, I'll run that over there and show it to you. I'll let it keep doing its thing while I'll show you how to set up for dry camping. Now, dry camping, we're going to have a two-step process. We're going to start with tank fill. Green to the left, blue down. Same spot, fill your water here. What you're going to do is you're going to go inside and check the level of your freshwater tank while it's filling. Next to where you check the black and gray tanks is a freshwater button. Keep an eye on that while it's filling. Don't leave this unattended. Once it's full, remove that hose. Then we're going to switch from tank fill to dry camp. Just switch the position of both of those. Now we're set up to dry camp. Now when you want to use that water, you'll turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when hooked to city water. That is already pressurized. Alright, we're all set to camp with power and water. Go ahead and walk you around the rest of the unit, continuing here in the docking station. You've got a spray port hose that will hook up here to a hot and cold shower. You're prepped for solar here. That's where you can plug in the solar panel and that'll trickle charge your batteries. Down here's a light to show you when you have your water pump on. Usually only turn it on out here when you're winterizing, siphoning in your winterization. Here's your black tank flush. Again, sanitize, winterize, city water, and tank fill. Cable hookups. Down here's where you pull the handles for your black and gray tanks. And here's a nice little convenient area to run your hoses down through so you can close this door out here. In here is a light you can set to motion or on. Underneath our auto leveling is going to be our battery disconnect. That will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide propane detector. Speaking of propane, lefty loosey to open. Point it toward the tank you wish to be using. Just this and that should turn green. There it goes. When that turns red, you're out of gas. Continue down our off camp side. We got a flue for your furnace. A few things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. 2, if you are running your furnace, steer clear, but it does get hot. And 3rd, we sell bug guards for these. Here's your hot water heater. This will lift up right up off there. There's where you turn it on. There's a little thumb screw down there for drainage of a little bit of water that may be in there. And right there is your power button. You sit down on these. A little easier to do with 2 hands. Down below here is our tank for dumping. There's our low point drinks. Access to the back of your fridge. A vent for your hood range. This low point drain back here is your actual fresh water drain. Coming around the back of the unit, got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there several times a year, check the seams of your roof and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. You're prepped for a backup camera. Down here is all your towing packaging information, what you can tow here. Coming around our campsite up front, we've got a Jayport bar that will slide in here. There's your quick connect LP. There's a manual override to bring your spare tire down. Your other quick connect if you put a second griddle inside your outdoor kitchen here. It's a griddle inside underneath your bed. That can sit out here. You got a 110 with GFCI reset. There's my lighting over here to the side. You got blue accent light as well as regular lighting. Again, charging port and 110 out here with GFCI reset. Electric fridge. Make sure that you not only latch these, but you lock that when you're traveling. Don't need that popping up going down the road. A couple outdoor speakers out here. You prep for a porch camera as well. You got a light. Spray port hose, one that you use over on the other side, can be used over here as well. Big pass-through storage. Cable and 110 if you want to hook a TV up out here. Here's access to where your pre-wire for solar controller as well as your water lines. Your other propane is over here. There's your hydraulics for your auto leveling. Up front is your battery post. Check your battery post every now and then. Make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. Up here you got a couple of lights to turn on. Up here there's accent lights. I'll get the other one on. Right along there. Well, it covers everything out here. Take a look on the inside. Coming up beside the unit, first thing I always like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. So what you're going to do here is you're going to walk straight up to your control panel and touch number 1. Bam. Interior lights, exterior lights, both. So walk in, turn on number 1, and you can see what's going on in here. Touch my control panel. I'll walk you through this BM Pro real quick. Starting on the front page where it says home here, you can do a lot of things. Your climate, which is your heating and cooling, lights, motors, which is your auto leveling, tanks, which is checking the levels of your tanks, and lastly your energy, showing where your power is coming from. Or you can come down and do each one of these individually down the left side. So we're going to start up top. We're going to go to our water, which is going to show the level of all of our tanks, including you can turn on your water pump here, or you can turn on your water pump here. Here's your auto leveling. Slide that up for our slide and awning controls. Let's talk about our awning real quick. On your awning, you're only going to want to extend that out until that flap falls down to 90 degrees and you can see your bar or close to it. If I were to hold that extend down, that would continue to extend itself out and run itself up onto itself. So keep an eye on it when you're running it out. Make sure you don't run it out further than you need to. As I run that awning in, Again, over to the left is going to be our slide controls. Set awning all the way in, and then we'll do those slides. And as it comes in, let's start extending our slides. Number one is going to be our bedroom. You'll be able to hear that extend. Number two is going to be, you gotta remember to keep your finger on this. Make sure you see the light on. And for our third slide, we're going to come down here to the bottom, touch this number, and I'm going to start back here at off. So this is for this extend and retract here. You got off. Here you can pair this, the BM Pro, to your phone. Awning 1, slide 2, slide 3, extend. So instead of having to worry about keeping your finger on these buttons up here, you can extend or retract your slides and awnings from down here as well. And as my last slide goes out, we'll return back up here to the top and go to our next panel, which is AC and or. Turn this on. You can change this from AC or heat. We'll leave it on AC. You can do your second AC, which is up here in the bedroom. You hear that running. I'm going to leave them going for a little while. It's a little warm in here. Lights. I want you to note that all of your lights, including your bedroom, have a dimmer slide on here. So all these lights with this little number here, you can slide to dim or turn on and off. Down here is going to be your sensors for your tire pressures, and down here is showing what kind of power you're using. I've utilized those. I want to show you this is a little temperature reader. It helps your thermostat work better. Down here is your breaker box and fuses. You've got a ton of 15s, a handful of 230s, and a handful of 25s over here. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you take off going camping. Alright, heading in here, we've got our big pantry, Furion fridge, controls are in here. Self-explanatory microwave. This is convection microwave too, so I would check your manual that's in here and see the lights and fans at work. Nice backsplash here. Turn this light back on. Once you've got some gas in the lines, these will light up rather quickly. So same thing on your oven. Turn it to the pilot light. Light your pilot light. Get that lit. Then turn it to desired temperature. Rock that panel light down, it becomes an oven light. Want to mesh it on your island. You got plumbing underneath here to keep an eye on. If you travel a lot in this, you bounce this up and down the road a lot. And keep an eye on things, make sure nothing's wiggled loose. Parachute pull recliners. Push them back down yourself. These will remove right out of the cup holder. Just make sure they're pushed back for traveling. I'll show you quickly how to turn your bed into a sofa. Excuse me, your sofa into a bed. Remove your Velcro cushions. Right, so you can see what I'm doing. Pull the legs out, pull it towards you. Pull this back down. Just say quickly, you've got another sleeping quarters. most important part of this is making sure you lift the back up first. Again, standing in the center gives you good leverage. Hold these in. Watch your fingers at the pitch point. Cushion back. So quickly you are back to a sofa. Just want to mention on your TV, make sure you run a digital channel scan when you get there. We've got a AM, FM, Bluetooth compatible sound system down here from JBL. Really nice system. Below that, your fireplace. Not just for looks. I can go through and make it different colors, make it all pretty, but the biggest thing is the heat. If you're at a campsite and you're plugged in, don't waste your gas. If it's chilly in here in the morning or evening, crank up this heater on here and it'll get it toasty in here in no time. Got lighting here for our dinette, an extension. There's a couple tables, excuse me, a couple chairs underneath your bed. That'll fit here, so you have a couple more chairs. On your island, you got a 110 with GFCI reset and your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned that's 12 volts running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping, use that battery disconnect to keep this from running your battery down. Heading up the hallway into our bathroom. Just want to mention in here is your hot water heater. That's where you'll turn that on and off at. Do you have a exhaust vent here and some glass doors that you want to snap open for traveling so them don't bounce around. When you first arrive at the campsite, put a couple gallons of water in there. Flush that. Your black tank will thank you later by putting your solid waste on top of water, not just into a dry black tank. Coming into our bedroom, another temperature reader, security camera. If you do get that hooked up, that's where that turns on and off. Here's your lighting. Pantry here, prep for a TV here. And lastly, under your bed are those two chairs and the griddle I mentioned earlier. I think that about covers everything on the inside. Let's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. I'm going to first get in here and shut my AC off. Going to climb here so I can shut the second one off as well. Now what I like to do is touch number 1. That's going to shut off all my interior lights. Now I know whatever lights are still on are ones that I need to shut off. Go through the unit, get all accent lights shut off. Come back to my control panel. Alright, so now touch number 1, turn back on our lights. I'll say doors and drawers. Walk through the unit, close all doors and drawers. Make sure nothing's going to impede our slides from coming in. Especially over here. In the bedroom, nothing is in between the pantry and the bed. Or excuse me, the wardrobe and the bed. We're going to come here. We're going to do it from down here now. Slide number 3. Retract. You notice the bottom is always going to come in first because that's where the slide mechanism is. Again, make sure that your cup holder tables are in that position. That noise is okay to hear. That's just the slide mechanism telling me that it's all the way back in. Let go of the button. And lastly, slide number 1. Hear that retracting from here. I see it now, don't remember if I mentioned it, but your smoke alarm is in the middle of your living room there. All the slides in, touch number 1, and exit the unit. Now the biggest thing on these steps, you want to make sure this exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise this piece will catch on it coming in or out. Pretty much lifts itself. Your feet are adjustable. by pushing this piece in here and bringing them up or down. Before you leave the dump station, you're going to lock, deadbolt, lift and turn this handle. That's how you want that door for travel. If we are dry camping, we're going to come back over here, the low point drain behind our tires here, get up in there and dump that fresh water out. Then we're going to bring up our stabilizing jacks. We're coming back in here, turning this on. Once it's on, we're going to touch hitch height. Now what that's going to do, that's going to bring up our rear stabilizing jacks, auto leveling, and put your landing legs back at the hitch height it was before we touched auto level. And hook up your hitch and head on home or to the nearest dump station, whatever you're in need of. If we're at a campsite, we'll unhook our power, our water, our cable, bring up our stabilizing jacks and head on up to the dump station. A dump station park accordingly. Your dump's going to be on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, just in front of your tires on your unit over here. Got a 10-foot hose coming to your convenience pack. Hook that up. First handle we're going to pull right here is this black one that's going to open everything up. Come inside here and pull your black handle. That's going to be your sewage. It sounds like that's no longer draining. Keep that black handle open, go inside, check the level of your black tank. If it shows empty or really close to it, come back out here, leave that black handle open, grab the hose at the dump station and hook it up to this tank flush. Make sure your black tank is in the open position and turn that hose on, let that run for a good 5 minutes. It's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, remove that hose. Make sure all that washout water you just put in there has drained. Then close your black and pull your gray. These are going to be cleaner waters, your sinks, your showers. Do one gray at a time. Close that one and then open this one. Once that last one is empty, close that up. Take your sewage hose, store it in a convenient sanitary place. Put your cap back on your sewage. Close this black handle and head on home. Again, thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Eagle for many years to come. Happy camping.